Myself, Sulfath CY, Assistant Professor in Department of Software Development and System Administration in MES College, Marampally.
Hi all, today I am going to discuss an important topic in C programming language, that is call by value and call by reference in C. We all know that C programming language is a procedure oriented programming language. That means the entire problem or task is divided into small functions. A function in C is the set of statements enclosed in the opening and closing braces, and all the functions have exact function definition. In order to execute a function, it must be called from the main function. The required data must be passed to the function. In C programming language, there are two methods in order to pass the data into the function. First one is call by value and the second one is call by reference. First, we have to discuss about the first method, that is call by value in C. In call by value method, the value of the actual parameter is copied into the formal parameter. In other words, we can say that the value of the variable is used in the function call in the call by value method. Means in call by value method, the value of the actual parameter. Actual parameter means the variables we are used at the time of function call, and the formal parameter means the variables we are used in the function definition. So in call by value method, the value of the actual parameter just copied to the formal parameters. That means the value at the time of the function call is just copied into the formal parameters. And the second point is, in call by value method, we cannot modify the value of the actual parameter by the formal parameter. Means in call by value method, we just copied the value of the actual parameter to the formal parameter. Each actual parameter and the formal parameter have the separate memory location. So we cannot modify the actual parameter. We can perform the function in the formal parameters, and actual parameter doesn't make any change. And the third point is, in call by value, different memory is allocated for actual and formal parameters, since the value of the actual parameter is copied into the formal parameter. As I told, in call by value, different memory is allocated for the actual parameter. As I told you earlier, the actual parameter is the parameter which is used to call the function, and the formal parameter is the parameter which is used in the function definition to accept the value from the calling. Okay, and separate memory is allocated for the actual and formal parameters. The actual parameter is the argument which is used in the function call, whereas the formal parameter is the argument which is used in the function definition, as I told you earlier. Okay, so in call by value method, the point is that actual parameter is just copied to the formal parameter. We cannot make any change to the actual parameter, since actual and the formal parameters have separate memory locations. Let us discuss with an example. We can run it from the Visual Studio Code itself. This is the template for running a C programming, that is Visual Studio Code. So let's discuss the program line by line. First of all, we include one of the library stdio.h, which is used to, this is the standard input output library which is used to use the functions printf and scanf. Then we have a prototype of the function. We have this program is used to swap two numbers. So first of all, we have the prototype of the function void swap int and int, and main function. Then we declare two variables a and b, and the value of the first variable is 10 and the second variable is 20. So before swapping the value in the main function, we just print it out. Before swapping the value in the main function, we just print it out the a and b. Then we called the function swap ab. Here a and b are called as the actual parameters. This is the function call. A and b is called as the actual parameter. Then the control is going to the swap function. Here a and b is called the formal parameters. Then the code for the swapping is, we first declare the temporary variable. Then a is assigned to temp variable, b is assigned to a, and the temp is again to b. Then printing, after swapping the value, we just print it out the a and b. And the call function, after calling function, we have one line, that is after swapping values a and b. Just run the code. Here is the output. Before swapping the value in main function, the actual parameters are a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and after swapping values in function, that is these are the parameters in the function, that is a equal to 20, b equal to 10. Swapping is done in the function, in the swap function. After swapping value in main, after the function call and the control is go to the function definition. After the function is executed, the control is go back to the main function. After in main function, after the calling statement, we have one printing statement, that is the actual parameters. This shows that the actual parameters is not changed. His value is a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. This is the call by value method. So in call by value method, the actual parameters cannot be changed by formal parameters. Just the actual parameters are copied into the formal parameters, and in the function, the formal parameters are changed, the actual parameter cannot be changed. This is called the call by value method. Let's move to the next method. That is call by reference in C, which is contrast to the call by value. In call by reference, the address of the variable is passed into the function call as the actual parameter. In call by reference, instead of passing the value data to the function, we pass the address of the actual parameter. Address of the variable is passed into the function call as the actual parameter. Instead of the value of the parameter, we just pass the address of the actual parameter variable into the function definition. The second point is, the value of the actual parameters can be modified by changing the formal parameters since the address of the actual parameter is passed. We passed the address of the actual parameter to the formal parameter. Each actual parameter and the formal parameter address to the point to the same address location. So whenever we make changes to the formal parameters, we can the actual parameter is also changed. That is the important point in the call by reference. So in call by reference, the memory allocation is similar for both the formal parameters and actual parameters. all the operations in the function are performed on the value stored at the address of actual parameters, and the modified value gets stored at the same address. So whenever we change the formal parameters, the actual parameter is also get changed. Let us move to the example. We can run it from the Visual Studio Code. This is the example of call by reference. In call by reference, instead of passing the value, we pass the address of the variable. Here we declare two variables A and B, and we passed the address of the address indicating the ampersand symbol, passing the address. And here we declare in function definition, we declare a pointer, because the address is pointer is a variable which is used to store the address of another variable. So it is the formal parameter which is a pointer variable which stores the address of actual parameter A, and B is a pointer variable which stores the address of the actual parameter B. So instead of just changing the values, we use the asterisk symbol star A indicating the actual value, and this is the swap function. Let us go to the output. Here is the output. Before swapping the values, the actual parameters are A equal to 10, B equal to 20. After swapping, that means after function call, the value is changed, means swapping is done. And after swapping, the actual parameter is changed. The actual parameters value before function call is 10 and 20, and after function call it is changed to 20 and 10. This is the call by reference. So let us discuss it as pictorially. Original value in call by value, in the modified now, and in call by reference it is modified. So let us summarize the call by value and call by reference. In call by value, the actual parameter we passed into the function definition, we passed the value data to the function definition, just copied the actual parameters to the formal parameters. So whenever we make change in formal parameters, means inside the function definition there is no change in the actual parameter, means there is no change in the parameters in the main function. While in the case of call by reference, instead of data we passed the address of the actual parameters to the formal parameter. So whenever we make changes in the formal parameters, it gets changed to the actual parameter in the main function, because the actual parameter and the formal parameter point to the same address location. In call by value, the actual parameter and the formal parameter have different memory locations. That's all about the call by value and call by reference. Hope you understand that. Okay, thank you.